Hello and welcome to the Counselor Call Tracking tutorial. In this tutorial, we're going to review the scenario where you've received a call into your practice. The marketing campaigns through the call center are already all set up, and we want to link that all together. So what's going to happen is the phone rings. You can click on Call Center in the top right-hand corner of your screen. That's going to bring up a listing of the current calls. So you can see, for example, here we have 3 that are already completed, 1 that is in process or ringing right now. So this is the patient that is calling you straight away. You can go ahead and open up the kind of call detail, and that's going to show you what's happening in real time. So first off, just a real quick thing, you'll want to go ahead and make sure and select yourself as the person receiving the call. Of course, if you need to, you could switch between clinics if that was necessary. It's automatically going to choose the type as marketing call. However, if you realize right away as you're talking with this patient that this is an existing patient, you can go right away and say, this is not a marketing call. Okay, but assuming that this is a true marketing call, it's the patient saw your clinic in a newspaper ad and they're calling into the number, then we go ahead, it's going to automatically set the marketing campaign based off of the number that it came in from. So you could change it if you realize that something was amiss. Now I should mention, as part of the marketing campaign setup, it can be set up to have what's called a whisper message, meaning that when you first answer the call, there'll be an automated voice that will say newspaper ad. And that will tell you specifically where this marketing campaign, or where the patient saw the number and is calling you. So it helps you verify right away, okay, the patient saw our newspaper ad, that's why they're calling us, before you even start talking with the patient. So if that's activated, you would hear newspaper ad, then you would start talking with the patient. As I mentioned, then you can link it to a patient specifically. So if you already know who the patient is, you can start to type in their name. Okay, so perhaps this is a long-standing patient, but maybe you haven't seen them for a few years, and they're ready to come back in to talk about, new technology. Sure, then go ahead and put that new patient in. If you are not sure, you can check and see if they're in your database. So you can do a quick search. That will then look across your entire database and say, hey, are there any patients that match this phone number? If so, you go ahead and select that patient, and it will add them to the patient area. Okay. If you realize that this is a brand new patient, then of course you would select Add New Patient. The entire goal here, of course, is to very quickly identify this patient in real time while they're on the phone. Now, if it doesn't work out or you can't identify the patient at that moment, you can always come back later on and maybe once you get off the call and go back and identify the patient. So while it's best to do as part of the general workflow, you can certainly come back and do this at a later point. All right, so let's go ahead and let's add James there. Okay, so there's of course some call details here. Once I have figured out what I needed to do for James, of course I can go ahead and click Save. Now once I've done that, by the way, it opens up a few other options. I can go straight to James's profile, or I could schedule an appointment. So if James on the phone right now, we want to set up a hearing test and a consultation, I would simply click on the scheduling icon to go ahead and create his appointment. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do that very quickly. It's going to automatically select him. And it's also going to select the referral type, so you don't have to choose that. That's already in place. Then we're going to go ahead and click Save, and that's going to, of course, add James's appointment to the schedule. Once I close this, I can go back to the call center and I can look at what's happened. So now in this case, let's go ahead and just refresh that so we can see what's happened with James. So now we can see the call has been completed. There is also the option of having a call tracking score. So as soon as you finish the call with the patient, they can then rate the call on a scale of 1 to 5. If they do so, then you would be able to see the number here. There also is an option to record the call. Now in this case, we did not have this call, this campaign set up to record the call, but if you did, you would have you can play it from here and you can hear a full recording of the entire call. Now, of course, you can revert back to this at any time and look at the specifics of your calls. You can search by them. You can decide, and typically it's limited by the last 7 days, but you can expand it beyond that. as well. You can take this information and drop it into a spreadsheet. So there's a lot you can do to look at this data, to figure out what's working, what's not working, but ultimately the goal is to help you track that call right out of the gate. So the patient called you because of a specific marketing campaign, you know in Counselor where that call came from, and then going forward, this is going to link the entire process for the patient. So as they come in for the visit, then let's say they purchase some hearing instruments and they have some other services performed, all the way from the moment they called you to the moment that they make a payment, you'll be able to see this whole process and determine your return on investment. We do talk about that more in the call tracking tutorial on setting up campaigns and monitoring the results. I encourage you to watch that tutorial as well. We're very happy to help you with this process. So if you have any questions about how this is set up, how this is handled, if you want to practice, we're very happy to do so. So please give us a call, shoot us an email, live chat us. I want to thank you very much for joining us here for the Counselor call tracking tutorial.